Welcome to Legal Guy TV. I have a question for you viewers, and it is like this. When a major repair is needed in a rented apartment, like the repair of a damaged and leaking roof of a collapsed sockeway etc., who should be responsible for fixing it, the tenant or the landlord? This question often causes disputes in Nigeria, and today we'll see how it affected Mr. Peters, a tenant, and his landlord Alhaji Umaru. Their disagreement over a leaking roof eventually led them to court, where they each sought legal support. Mr. Peters, a 36-year-old civil servant, had been searching for a place to live for months. Finally, he found a comfortable apartment owned by Alhaji Umaru, a respected 70-year-old landlord who had been renting out properties for decades. Alhaji was known for his traditional Abada attire and his serious approach to business. After some discussion, they signed a tenancy agreement outlining the terms of their relationship, including responsibilities for repairs and maintenance. For a while, everything went smoothly. Mr. Peters enjoyed the peace of his new home, and Alhaji was pleased to have a reliable tenant. But then, one rainy night, Mr. Peters noticed water dripping through the ceiling, creating a puddle on the floor. The roof was clearly leaking, and the problem made his apartment uncomfortable and unsafe. The next morning, Mr. Peters called Alhaji to report the issue, assuming it was the landlord's duty to handle such a significant repair. To Mr. Peters' surprise, Alhaji disagreed. Alhaji insisted that tenants should cover repairs once they are living in the property, no matter how big the problem might be. He argued that since Mr. Peters was the one occupying the apartment, he should be the one paying to fix the roof. This response left Mr. Peters feeling uncertain and frustrated. He believed that major repairs like the roof should be the landlord's responsibility, especially since the roof was a structural part of the building. Feeling strongly about his position, Mr. Peters decided to double-check his tenancy agreement. After reading through it carefully, he found a clause stating that the landlord was responsible for the building's structural maintenance, including the roof, walls, and main utilities. This discovery gave him confidence that he was right. Armed with this information, Mr. Peters contacted Alhaji again to explain what he had found. He pointed out that the tenancy agreement placed the responsibility on him. Mr. Peters politely urged Alhaji to repair the roof as the landlord's duty. However, Alhaji stood firm in his belief. He argued that he had been renting properties for years and had always expected tenants to manage repairs themselves, big or small. Realizing that they could not resolve this disagreement on their own, both Mr. Peters and Alhaji decided to seek legal advice. Mr. Peters reached out to his lawyer, explaining the situation and sharing the details of his agreement with Alhaji. His lawyer reviewed the agreement and confirmed that indeed the law placed the responsibility of major repairs, like the roof, on the landlord. The lawyer assured Mr. Peters that even if there was no written agreement, the law supported his position and advised him to prepare for a potential court case if the landlord remained unwilling to handle the repair. On the other side, Alhaji also decided to consult with his own lawyer. He believed strongly that tenants should take care of repairs and felt frustrated by Mr. Peters' demands. Alhaji's lawyer listened to his concerns and observed that Alhaji is determined to test the law, hence he represented him in the court. The two parties were at a standoff. With the encouragement of their lawyers, they decided to settle the matter in court, where both believed they would find clarity. In court, each side presented their case. Mr. Peters' lawyer explained that, according to the tenancy agreement, the landlord was clearly responsible for maintaining the building's structure, including the roof. The lawyer cited Nigerian tenancy laws, which reinforce that landlords must handle essential repairs for safety and livability, leaving minor repairs to tenants. Alhaji's lawyer argued that the issue of the leaking roof before is not a major one, such that the landlord should be responsible. He further argued that in Alhaji's many years of renting, tenants had always handled repairs themselves and that this understanding was typical in their community. However, the judge carefully reviewed the terms of the agreement and emphasized that, regardless of past experiences, the written agreement and the law governed their relationship. After examining the evidence, the judge ruled in favor of Mr. Peters. The court held that Alhaji was legally obligated to fix the roof, both by the tenancy agreement and Nigerian law. The judge explained that major repairs, especially those impacting the structure and safety of a home, fall under the landlord's responsibilities, as clearly outlined in their agreement. Following the court's decision, Alhaji Umaru arranged for the roof repairs. Mr. Peters was relieved, knowing that his apartment would finally be dry and comfortable again. Alhaji, though initially frustrated, realized the importance of respecting the agreement he had signed and the legal obligations that come with being a landlord. This experience taught both parties valuable lessons about understanding and upholding the terms of tenancy agreements. This story shows how important it is for tenants and landlords to know their rights and responsibilities, and how seeking legal advice can help resolve conflicts fairly. Thank you for watching Legal Guide TV. If you found this story helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also leave your comment below.